started to like really feel the void like within myself. I always thought that like my biggest dream was to be a mom and a wife, right? But what I really wanted was to feel that emotional, I really wanted to feel that emotional care that like I missed as a child. And I wanted to like have my own family and like recreate that. And looking back, I am very grateful that I never got married or had children young. Because I would have eventually come to a point where I had to sit back and think about the fact that I'm trying to fill a void with my own family, and that's external factors. When that's something that I have to do on my own, right? But you know, I'm grateful that I didn't do it. Period. And I'm grateful that I didn't bring children or a spouse into my life before dealing with myself, because I wouldn't want to. It would have just created an entire cycle all over again, and just so much like resentment and hurt on them unnecessarily. So I'm saying all this to say I got a DM yesterday, and it made me remember a time where in my healing journey, probably like at the beginning of it, when I was saying to myself, how would I want to raise my own daughter, right? And like I do still have like a little bit of a desire to be a mom, like I want 3 girls, but at the same time, it's like get to a space in my life where I don't really like put so much emphasis on it, you know? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I will be okay. But I remember a space in my healing journey when I would say to myself, like, how would I want, what advice would I give to my daughter? What type of role model would I want my daughter to have, right? And I started to try to like embody that within myself, right? Until that eventually turned into my inner child. Like, who is the person that I would want my inner child to look up to? And I began to like embody that as well. And I think of my younger child as like my little sister, you know? So it's like I'm in a space where like I do things for my younger self that I wanted done for me. So that's frequent hugs, random gifts for myself, you know, just keeping myself up is like a big one for me too. What's another one? Oh, and validating my own feelings, okay? Validating my own feelings. So, you know, sometimes I'll even just like sit there and hug myself and listen to a voice memo that I made of me kind of like expressing my feelings, things like that. Like right now, I'm finna go to the mall because I want to get some like some Chinese food, and I kind of want to find like a really cute like glitter blush because I saw it on TikTok, and I want to see if I can like find something similar to it, just like as a random gift, because when I was younger, my favorite thing was glitter. And I want to get I don't know, I just kind of want to like get back into it and like in touch with that, but like without any shame. Like my mama used to call me, she was like, I don't know where you get that princess shit from. And like to me, it was just like I always just knew that I was a fucking princess, you know? So I want to kind of like revisit that era of my life and like without any shame, and just have my younger child like looking at me and just being like, girl, this is who we've always been, you know? That's like really tea. And I always tell myself like, my younger self, I am exactly who she would have wanted to look up to, you know? And just being that for myself is it's amazing, you know? Even when I'm going through like relationship things or like relationship problems, I want to know like what it is that my younger self will tell me. Like, okay, like, is this something that, you know, we feel like I should like work through? Is this something that we feel like is doing damage to us because we've already been the emotionally damaged person, you know? Now we're trying to climb out of that. So we just are being very cognizant of the things that would ruin that, period. Or even add to it. Because everything ain't doom and gloom. You know, we got some good things going on. But I'm saying all that to say, I don't care how you look at it. if you want it to be your children, if you want it to be your younger self, if you want to look at your younger self, your inner child as like a younger sibling that they should be able to look up to, do that. But think about it as like, okay, this is the role model that I would want, you know, and like start trying to embody that. What does that look like for you? You know, does that look like somebody that is career driven? Does that look like somebody that decenters romance? Does that look like somebody who is good to their family and their friends? Does that look like somebody who is unapologetically themselves and into the things that are very much against what society says is for us? What does it look like for you? And then whatever that looks like for you, start to embody it. And see what it is that you can do in like this moment in space and time. Like for me, it really looked like self-compassion and grace. And that's when I started to like do things like hug myself. That was like, even now, like just hugging myself is kind of insane, you know? But it feels good. And just kind of like just validating my feelings, because I have always felt like I even grew up to choose people that invalidated my feelings. So now I'm in a space where it's like, my feelings are valid, bitch. Okay. And if you don't feel like my feelings are valid, that's not fair to me. You know, we're gonna have to find another way, because that's not gonna work for me, you know? So yeah, like I just wanted to come on here and like share that with y'all. That's just kind of like a tool that I use to kind of like reparent myself and like really cater to like my inner child. And I this goes for like that inner teenager too, because I remember being a teenager and just feeling so completely lost. Like my parents were big on education, still are. So like for me, college was like that first step, but I'm grateful that I did do those 2 years of college, because it saved me a lot of time now that I'm back in school. But also I needed something that had more structure, and that was like the Army for me, you know. And I'm very grateful that I listened to myself in that time, and I was able to like connect with my inner teenager and see like what is it that I needed, you know. So yep, I'm very grateful for that. I just know that like my inner teenager would love where we are today. Like if I was able to look into the future and and see that this is where I am today, like my inner child and my inner teenager would, you know. And then one day I'll be my inner 20 something year old self, and I'll be able to like look back at that and be like, wow, like we really did this, you know. And it's like that person that I want to be in my 30s, I am beginning to embody that now. Like, you know, I really want to make a career out of public speaking. So, you know, I'm doing that now. I'm practicing now. I'm creating like a community now. I really want to give back. I definitely want to be in my philanthropic era. So it's like I'm trying to embody that now. So it's like it's stages and it's steps, but you know, embodying that, but also enjoying where I am right now, and also being grateful for the fact that my inner child and my inner teenager loves the fuck out of where I am right now. So I hope that helped, because it definitely helped me.